Yes.
Yeah, you're very lethargic. And I don't know and the thing about it is it hits everybody different. We had a friend today that called and said that this particular person tested positive for COVID, still been going to work, no symptoms, no problems, asymptomatic. If you told this person to probably, let's go to the mall and go shop, they would be gung-ho, let's go do this and that. And this person just found out that they tested positive. And, but when we tested positive, we felt it. They don't feel it. So you figure there's so many people that can be infected and not know it. And it affects everybody differently. Again, we're in the same house, different symptoms, different problems. But if she wasn't here to take care of me, and that fever, man, I would have been hit. I'm talking about the shakes. I thought I was done. And if, along with the people bringing food to us in our community, along with people praying for us and us responding to text messages and things of that nature, if we didn't have a way of communication with the outside world, outside of this house, we probably wouldn't have been able to make it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're just now joining us, we're live here with Taco and Lisa Reed, who are sharing their survival story on the coronavirus. Now, you kind of talked about the people who were there, and just to paint this picture. Now, you guys have a daughter. Was your daughter out of the house, or was she somewhere separate, quarantined during this time period?
Yes. As soon as we started feeling those symptoms that Sunday night, she left Monday morning. I went to work, I'm like, I don't feel too hot, but I'm gonna still go to work. Taco was already working from home a week prior. So he was already, quote unquote, quarantined from work in a roundabout way. He was working from home. He wasn't going as many places as I was. I was going to work in a grocery store and coming right back home. So once we were getting those symptoms or having those symptoms, Taco said, Lisa, he called me at work and he said, I'm gonna just send the baby to my mom's house. Okay. And, pack her a bag. We don't know if we got it, but let's just make sure everything is good. And I'm so glad that he had enough sense, to do that. Taco's mom lives about 5 minutes away from us, so she wasn't far. Like I said, she packed her bag up and she was gone. So, and honestly, she still hasn't came back home, and it's been almost a month.
Oh, yeah. We were wondering. Yes. Y'all still playing it safe.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
not
we
really
until Friday.
No, yeah, she gave her the ultimatum, said you better come home by tomorrow. So she's moving back home tomorrow if she knows it's good for her, So it's just we had the good sense, and honestly, our daughter could have been asymptomatic. She could have been asymptomatic, but my mom and dad, who she was with, and my aunt and my baby brother, who she was around every day, none of them got sick. So unless she was asymptomatic and all the four of them were also asymptomatic, we don't know. But something told me that morning when I didn't feel good. I usually go because we were already home, schools were closed, and I went in her room and I had made her breakfast. And I went in the room and I laid on her bed, but I didn't. Usually I'm real affectionate, so I would have kissed her, messed with her. I would have been punching her or doing something to wake her up, just to play with her. But that particular morning, I laid on her blanket and I said, hey, babe, I got this food in there, blah, blah, blah. Something that, typical dad would say to his daughter. And I just left it at that. I made the food, she went in there. I couldn't even eat my breakfast all the way. So I ate half of my breakfast, but nothing is still sending me any red flags. I'm just noticing that I'm tired. My appetite is gone. But I can still taste my food, but I didn't want it. And after that, once I realized, after I heard what that reporter said on TV about her symptoms, I called Lisa, I called my mom, I called the doctor, and then we packed a bag for my daughter to get out the house.
All
and
right.
The thing about it is, I'll say this too, when I went to work that Monday, they take our temperature every day at work. They still are now. I'm not back to work yet, but I didn't have a temperature. So, that was one of the major things that a lot of people are saying were, oh, do you have a temperature? Do you have a fever? Then you have it. Right. And I didn't get that symptoms, but Taco did. So it's like, you don't even know that you might have it, based on everybody else's symptom, because everyone feels it different.
And also,
Right.
Raphael, before you ask the next question, that friend that I spoke up earlier that found out that they had that they were positive doesn't have any symptoms at all. No fever, no cough, no problems or anything. Lost appetite, none of it.
So
But
nothing.
it's
So
nothing.
just like you're saying, what you're talking about asymptomatic, and for
Yeah.
those who may not know, that's just basically a term to describe people who can actually transmit the virus to others. So it's
Yeah.
possible that they may actually have the virus. So when he said that his daughter, when you said that your daughter may be asymptomatic,
Yeah.
she may have had it and could have
Yeah.
possibly transferred it to you guys both, and she had no symptoms whatsoever, and
Yeah.
go through
I didn't
anything.
think of that. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah. She could have given it to us. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you think this virus, how do you think you guys got the virus?
Honestly, that's the $1,000,000 question. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. The place that I've been, I was at our salon. I was at the grocery store, went to church that Sunday, and pretty much just not touching everybody, just out in public, but not necessarily, but not wearing a mask. I wasn't in anyone's face for them to necessarily, have the water particles out of their mouth to come on to me. So we don't know. I don't know. Lisa doesn't know how we got it.
No, I went to the grocery store and to work, and I was the first person at my workplace that had the virus. So it's not like somebody else had it and they could have contaminated something and I touched it or was close to them. I was the first person at my facility that tested positive for COVID-19.
And Lisa, what I want to ask you about that is, how did that play a part in your work life moving forward? How did they treat you when they found out you were positive, and after you told them that that you don't have it anymore? How are people dealing with you?
Well, I don't know if I need to say all this, but
Uh-oh.
They don't know your jobs.
well, work at a place is very difficult. They were kind of concerned, I will be honest with you, but I got retested on this past Friday. My job gave me the option. They paid for me to get retested down in Detroit, Michigan. There you can get the test results back within minutes. They only have these certain tests for certain people, healthcare workers and things like that, where you can get the test back right away. I tested negative, which is a good thing. So I did send that to my job. I still have a little cough, so I haven't been back to my facility yet. But I did receive an email from my employer stating that my desk has been moved. So I was kind of working in a location where we still were 6 feet away from each other. Our desk is not cubicle, but it's an open area. Some people have offices, but everyone, I was 6 feet away. But they did move my desk to a location where I am by myself, kind of closed off from everyone else.
Like segregation.
Yeah.
Right. It seems like that would actually impact the way that you can actually perform your job duties.
Yes. Yes.
And it totally prohibits her from actually performing her job effectively. So I don't even know the rationale behind what is being done. Hopefully they change it, but it limits the productivity of the things she has to do for the people she has to do it for. Yeah, so I don't.
Yeah, so of course I'm a little frustrated. It's a little difficult because with someone having the virus, you're already, people might be looking at you like, oh my God, is something wrong with her still?
Right.
Does she have, you know what I mean? So you already had that feeling. And then when you get an email from your employer stating that, okay, you're not here when you get back, you'll be here by yourself. Like you said, secluded from everyone else in the office and the workplace, and it's gonna make my job a lot difficult. I mean, they have put things in place where a mask is mandatory, that you have to wear it all day at work, and 6 feet distance, social distancing, and things like that. So all of that is in place, but honestly, it will be difficult when I do go back to work, just because